Well, hi everyone. This is Julie with Alliance Team Realty. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to talk about just some myths that are out there about selling your house to a cash investor. There are going to be 4 myths that I'm going to talk about. The first one is that a cash investor is going to offer you fair market value for your house. And guess what? They're not. They're going to offer you a greatly reduced price because they're an investor. They're going to buy your house to make money when they sell it. And any investor knows you make money when you buy the house. So they've got to buy your house for as little as possible, sometimes usually half of what it actually is worth, the fair market value. So what I tell folks, what I tell sellers is it's all about educating yourself on what your house really is worth, the fair market value. And so when you talk to someone, they're going to say, hey, you know what, it's worth this. And if you don't have good data to support that, what the houses in your area have sold for in the last 6 months, you can't make a good decision. So here's a little graphic that I'm going to put up to show you what an investor would offer you and then what you could get if you were to list with an agent, just to see how much money you're actually leaving on the table. Okay, so you can see from the graphic, home investors, We Buy Ugly Houses, those people, they offer you $300,000, or if you list with an agent for $375,000, it's all about what you as the seller, what you net, what you're going to take away from the table. So the cash offer from the home investor people, you're going to get a check for $300,000 roughly. If you list with an agent for $375,000, and you still pay a 6% commission, which is very typical in this market. That's a commission of $22,500. So you subtract that from $375,000, and you're left with roughly $352,000. That's what you would net listing your house with an agent and having it be sold for fair market value. So you can see you're $52,000 ahead, still listing it with an agent and paying a commission. So that's myth number 1, that you're going to get more money selling it to a cash investor. Okay, myth number 2 is that you're going to get a cash offer and you're going to get cash. Well, guess what? You're going to get cash no matter what. You're not going to get paid at the closing table in a boat or in annuities. You're going to get cash. So when an investor comes and says, we're going to give you cash, it's either they're going to get cash from their lender, or if you're going to list with an agent, that buyer, if they're going to get a mortgage, they're going to get cash from their lender. So you as the seller, you're getting a check, a cash check at the closing table. So that there really is there's no value there selling to a cash investor as opposed to a traditional buyer. At the end, you're always getting cash. Okay, myth number 3. When you sell to a cash investor, you don't have to do any decluttering or updating to your house. Now that may be true, but the important thing here is when you talk to a realtor today, most realtors have resources to help you with the organization, the decluttering, junk hauling, getting things to Goodwill, staging. They also have electricians, plumbers, carpet people that can help do the updates that might be needed to your to do to your house to help it be more sellable. And that's what we're talking about. What I want you to think about is, again, a cash investor, $300,000, you netting $352,000 when you list with an agent. Think of that $52,000 that you'd give to a cash investor if you didn't do any decluttering. You're probably not going to do $52,000 worth of updates to your house. You might only spend $2,500, let's say, doing organization, throwing things away, and doing some junk hauling, or putting in some new carpet, putting in a new vinyl floor, and removing wallpaper and just updating the wall color to a nice beige. That can go so far. Just the minimal updates to your house to make it as sellable as possible. And again, just investing that little bit, maybe it's $5,000, but it's nowhere near $52,000. So always be aware of that. Your return on investment, you're way ahead, still listing with an agent than selling it to a cash investor. Okay, myth number 3, that was a big one, and that can be costly. So always consider that decluttering and just a little bit of minimal updating can go so far for your return on investment. But myth number 4 might seem like a little one, but it really isn't. A cash investor will come and say, hey, we can close quickly. They want to close in 2 weeks. They want to close in 10 days, whatever it is. Most sellers that I know, they're not ready to close in 10 days or 2 weeks or maybe even 30 days. So that really isn't a plus when a cash investor says they can close quickly. Most sellers that I know, they just need that time to kind of transition into the fact that they actually are selling their house. And when you list with an agent, especially in today's market, we have so many buyers and very, very few houses. We are in a very, very strong seller's market. So you may list your house on a Friday. This isn't unheard of. You have the weekend, you have 25 showings, and by Sunday night, you have 5 offers. So knowing that, the time to sell your house, it gets quite short. You haven't had any time on the market, but maybe 3 or 4 days. Now you've got an offer, you accept it. That buyer needs between 30 and 45 days to close on their mortgage, on their loan. And to getting through the process, like I said, about 45 days. So you'll all agree on a close date. Now you know you've got 45 days to pack up the house, get moved into your new house, whatever it might be. But most of the sellers that I talk to, they need that time. They're not ready to go in 10 days. So the fact that a cash investor will say we can close quickly might not work for your situation. So that's definitely something to consider. All right, so lastly, I want to leave you with this. Knowledge really is power, and the more you know, the better decision you can make for your specific situation. Now, if you work with a realtor, they want to educate you, and they're going to be there with you every step of the way. That's our job. That's what we do. But we want to make sure that you understand exactly what's going on with the market, that you know that we're in a really, really strong seller's market right now, that houses are selling very, very quickly and for more money than they're actually listed for in many, but not all, cases. So it's a great time to sell, but don't take less for your house because you just don't have to. Again, I hope you found this very, very informative. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer them. Again, this is Julie with Alliance Team Realty, and thank you for watching.